What is going on, water signs? This is your girl, Venus Archangel, here with another love reading for you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. With all that said, let's go ahead and see what is going on in your love life on October 29th, Monday, 2018. Alright, let's go ahead and see what's happening. Alright, let's see what's going on. Water signs, love life. Water signs, love life. What's going on today? Five of Wands. Oh boy. You're not sure if you're getting anything back, are you? Like the Six of Pentacles is all about balance, give and take. And the conflict is about what it is that you want. And that's the conflict. You don't know if you're getting what you're not sure if you're getting anything out of it. Everybody is getting the Queen of Swords except for the air signs. Some super serious energy, and there's a lot of patience now. But I think somebody's losing their patience. The Queen of Swords is indicating that. Okay, losing patience at the same time, losing a sense of not necessarily losing a sense of emotion, but detaching. Being very serious, protecting something. But the Queen of Swords is definitely not your energy, guys. Water signs, you come up with the Queen of Cups. But the Queen of Swords is coming up, so somebody's really ready to cut somebody off. Y'all not playing today. Somebody messed you up. Somebody fucked you off. And you gotta be careful. Now the Five of Wands is the challenge, is the conflict, obviously. The conflict in regards to something that you may want, which is the obstacle, which is the Nine of Cups. Which is the wish card, right? You know, having everything that you want and being content about what it is that you want. You know what you want, therefore it gives you, a roadmap to manifesting it. And that's the thing, right? It's like you don't know what you want, probably, or this is about, knowing what this is exactly about what it is that you want. The Queen of Swords, perhaps you guys are protecting exactly what it is that you want, because there's a lot of people around you that's trying to compete with you, trying to get at you for what it is that you want. Or trying to get at you at all, like trying to kind of just, get in your way. Or people are just being annoying and you're having to just kind of put your guard up. But all in all, right, there's still conflict. The challenge is about facing this difficult confrontation. It's this intense confrontation. But the thing that's obviously that's blocking you right now from dealing with it is obviously the Nine of Cups. Feeling happy within oneself. Knowing that what you want is right there with you, inside of you. And the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups, it's very interesting, because the Queen of Swords would not necessarily feel much of anything. She's detached. Not saying that she's heartless. She's cold and, I know that, but she doesn't intentionally feel because she's trying to protect something. She wants the truth. That's why she has trust issues. Now, in the past, you guys got the Ten of Wands. So at one period, there was a completion of a cycle, but that cycle was the way it ended was a complete burden. It was very burdensome. Okay? So you guys had a lot on your plate, a lot of stuff going on, and it's just like you felt like you were carrying most of the weight on your shoulders. And now, the Six of Pentacles, you're trying to look for some sort of balance, which makes sense with this Five of Wands. If you haven't been getting anything out of a situation, then this is definitely this is definitely conflict in regards to, or kind of really trying to decide what it is that you're trying to, if you're getting exactly what it is that you want anyway. Queen of Swords always knows what she wants. She has an idea. But the thing is, if you're not getting anything out of it, that's what would make this whole situation more conflicting and make you very serious, which is totally understandable. Because you've been carrying the weight of the relationship or whatever for a long time. That Ten of Wands is there in the past. You were the one doing most of the work. So this Six of Pentacles is just like, you want some balance. You want to get something out of this. You don't want to be the person that's doing everything. Now, what's interesting here is that they have the High Priestess in the future. This is not a bad thing to me, but it definitely tells me that your projected future is basically, up to your discretion. Meaning you have to create that future. There's no way there's nothing I can do further to see what's in your future, especially since this is a reading on YouTube. But even if it was personal, I would do a little bit more research. But the reason why this High Priestess would come up is because you know what your future's going to look like. It's probably having something to do. You're going to have what you want. You're not going to just back down. You worked too hard to get here, and you're not going to just give up on it now. And that's why I feel like this High Priestess is really saying, you're not going to give up on your dream. And what really not counters that, but really amplifies that to the next degree is this Five of Swords. This ruthless energy, this willingness to do anything and everything at all costs to get what you want, to win. But the Five of Swords is asking you to think, is it worth the effort? Is it worth severing ties with people? Is it worth causing more destruction than need be to have what it is that you want? And if so, it is, right? Whatever. I'm not one to judge. I'm not going to sit here and judge you. Nobody's going to judge you. Well, maybe the people that you sever the relationships with, but that's not even the point. If you want it bad enough, is it worth being selfish and doing what needs to be done? We're cutting people off. Well, that you feel needs to be done. Because the Five of Swords is not just, hey, you got to be selfish, cut people off. The Five of Swords also indicates compromise. And the Six of Pentacles, that's give and take. Those two together would indicate to me that talks about a compromise. You don't have to be ruthless. You don't have to have all of it. Like, you don't have to to sever some ties just because you ain't getting everything that you want. Of course, I believe that you're allowed to do whatever you want. I'm saying there's other options if you don't want to go that route. If you don't want to actually cut someone off, if you don't want to actually do something, you can compromise. That's what that Five of Wands is, I feel like. The compromise of your dreams, a compromise of what it is that you want. Because you worked a long way, you were carrying the burdens, and I get that. You feel more entitled to have what it is that you want. But sometimes if this, whatever the circumstance may be, there is this room to compromise. But the Five of Swords is asking you to really make sure that what you want is worth the effort that you're going to go for, worth the harsh behavior, and then also making sure that this situation is truly necessary. You know what I mean? If this debate, if this back and forth, if this conversation, is it really necessary? Not to judge, not to say that it isn't, because I'm not trying, and I'm not passive. If I really said, hey man, this is a petty situation, are you sure you want to get involved? I would say that to you. But Five of Wands is very intense, and the Five of Swords can be very petty and intense too. But it's all about whether or not you see this as something that's actually worth your time, worth the energy. Should it be something you actually engage in? And if it does, because of this Knight of Wands, if it actually affects what it is that you want, then hey, by all means, I can't blame you. If it's protecting what it is that you want, go for it. But whatever this Five of Swords is, this empty victory that it's suggesting, this also talks about, hey, are you sure this is worth it? Because even the most emptiest victories can feel like a defeat. So one of the cards is win-lose. Now you guys have physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. You have the Six of Pentacles in your present too. See what I'm saying? It's very interesting because this is talking about, you know, expressing, you know, in a very physical fashion. You know, loving on the person, loving on yourself even. But that shows in a way a bit of, you know, not necessarily compromise, but it definitely opens up the door to finding a balance. It's finding a equilibrium that works for both of you. And I feel like with this situation going on, you know, whatever this future will be is in your hands, is in your control. Some of you may end up being very passive here. Some of you may, you know, maybe the situation is saying that, you know what, you have to just kind of trust your intuition with this, because there's no real future that, you know, that's going to come out of this. It's all about change. Whatever the change turns out to be is up to, like I said, up to interpretation. It's up to you to see it. It's up to you to make that, you know, that transition out of it. Right now you're trying to gain a balance. And I don't know if the balance will get even more messed up if there's ruthless behavior versus compromise. But you have to ask yourself if it's worth it. If it's worth it to you, then do it. If it's not worth it, you know, you have other options. Consider them, guys. All right? And physical touch is important. If this is about sex, you know, hey, then you may have to just try to figure out what you can do to make this better. Compromise, figure out things how to work. Because if you've been, you know, if you haven't been physical or been romantic with your partner in a while, that could do it too. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And as always, with much love, I'll see you guys very soon. Bye now.